Hey everyone, we're counting down the top 15 most treacherous roads in the world. From narrow mountain passes that snake through the highest peaks to isolated jungle tracks that sort of vanish into the wilderness, each road is presenting a unique danger and challenge. Let's start with number 15, the Guoliang Tunnel. This is dug right into the Taihang Mountains of the Henan province in the Guoliang village. Now, they faced isolation due to its challenging terrain. The sole link to the outside world was a perilous path named the Sky Ladder. This was a steep and slippery climb etched into the mountainside. This route, although essential, was just teeming with danger, even for the most agile of villagers and the occasional visitor. So they were frustrated by years of ignored appeals to the government for a safer road. The village took matters into their own hands. 13 of their strongest men descended from Guoliang, armed only with hand tools and resolve. This makeshift team, lacking engineering expertise, commenced the monumental task of carving a passage through solid rock. Over a span of 5 years, the villagers painstakingly chiseled out a 3/4-mile tunnel, 16 feet tall and 13 feet wide. However, this impressive achievement came with huge risks. The tunnel, with its rudimentary construction, features uneven surfaces and roughly hewn pillars, the only barrier between travelers and potential catastrophe. Tragically, lives were lost during its construction, and the completed road, while functional, remains perilous. The road was created out of necessity, inadvertently transformed it into an attraction, drawing curious tourists to this once remote enclave. Today, the Guoliang Tunnel has evolved into a mixed blessing for its inhabitants. It brings revenue from tourism, but also unwanted attention. New amenities like hotels and bridges cater to adventurous travelers, although access remains unpredictable, subject to local conditions and regulations. Number 14, Skipper's Canyon Road. Located in the remote southwest of New Zealand's South Island, Skipper's Canyon Road stands as a unique mix of human ingenuity and the power of nature. This infamous route, etched into the steep cliffs over 140 years ago by determined miners during the gold rush, remains one of New Zealand's most harrowing journeys. Stretching just over 10.8 miles from the paved Coronet Peak to Skipper's Campground, this unpaved road is a marvel, carved out of solid schist rock. It was built in the late 19th century to facilitate access to the upper Shotover diggings. Now, the road was a lifeline for miners seeking a fortune in the rugged canyons. The labor behind the road's creation was pretty rough. The Chinese workers, using only black gunpowder and hand drills, toiled for 22 years to carve this pathway along the cliff. Today, the road remains much as it did back then, unpaved, narrow, and steep, with no room for error. And the road's narrowness is its defining feature, making it too tight for vehicles to pass each other safely. With no guardrails for several hundred miles, every twist and turn demands unwavering attention. The journey down this road, though, is not for the faint-hearted. As you descend into the canyon, the landscape unfolds into a rugged display of rocky outcrops. Warning signs pepper the route too, emphasizing the hazards, winding paths, loose gravel, potential rockfalls, and, of course, wandering animals. Number 13, Fairy Meadows Road. Located within the dramatic landscape of the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan, Fairy Meadows Road stands as an awe-inspiring route leading to the picturesque Fairy Meadows, located in the heart of Fairy Meadows National Park. This 9.9-mile unpaved track winds its way from the famed Karakorum Highway to the village of Tato, culminating near Fairy Meadows at an altitude of over 2 miles above sea level. However, the journey along the road isn't for the faint of heart. Renowned as one of the world's most perilous roads, this route is riddled with hazards that deter many from experiencing its views. In fact, in 2013, it was ranked as the second deadliest highway globally due to its treacherous conditions. The road's most harrowing section spans a 6-mile ascent where vehicles navigate precarious gravel paths barely wider than a Jeep Wrangler. One misstep here could prove catastrophic. As the road progresses towards Fairy Meadows, it narrows to such an extent that vehicles are unable to proceed further. And beyond this point, travelers must continue on foot or by bicycle, braving the rugged terrain on the final leg. Crafted centuries ago by local villagers, it remains largely untouched and unmaintained, preserving its character. Its steep, unstable gravel surface challenges even the most seasoned adventurers, earning it the ominous nickname of the Road of Death. Well, due to extreme conditions, Fairy Meadow Roads is only accessible during the summer months, when snow and ice don't impede passage. Number 12. Kishtwar to Keylong. Driving from Kishtwar to Keylong along National Highway 26 isn't for the faint-hearted either. It's a journey that plunges travelers into the heart of treacherous terrain and nerve-wracking challenges. This 146-mile stretch of road hugging the Chenab River and straddling the border between Jammu and Kashmir and the Himachal Pradesh in India is a harrowing test of skill, one that you probably don't want to fail. The road, ominously dubbed the Almost Killer Road by some, is carved perilously into the side of cliffs, offering stomach-churning views. With no guardrails either to shield against the abyss and overhanging rocks that obscure your visibility, each hairpin turn becomes a heart-stopping encounter with the unknown. The road's drop-offs, often exceeding 2,000 feet, leave little room for error, amplifying the sense of peril with every mile. A powerful 4x4 with high clearance is essential here, given the road's rugged and unpredictable nature. Now, despite the road's inherent dangers, the Border Roads Organization worked tirelessly to make this passage a reality, often at the cost of brave lives. Water crossings, rock falls, isolated stretches, that's compounded by unpredictable weather, including sudden snowfall. It's also nicknamed the Cliffhanger. Yeah, this road is no place for buses or faint-hearted drivers. The turns are sharp, the blind spots numerous, and the risks ever-present. Snowstorms can render the area completely cut off, emphasizing the road's isolation and the resilience required to navigate it. Not to mention a little luck. Number 11. Cotahuasi Canyon Road. Navigating the Cotahuasi Canyon Road presents a host of challenges for travelers seeking to explore Peru's stunning landscapes. This 21.7-mile route between Cotahuasi and Quechala is not for the lighthearted, requiring skilled drivers and sturdy 4x4s. One of the primary challenges drivers face on this journey is the road itself, a narrow, unpaved path carved precariously into the canyon. It's an even and bumpy terrain. It demands constant vigilance. The difficulty of this terrain translates into slow progress, necessitating for a full day of traversing the entire route. Now, this challenging journey, however, offers unparalleled views of Cotahuasi's canyons, rewarding intrepid travelers with unforgettable views. Beyond the physical road conditions, though, drivers in Peru encounter a lot of challenges in their daily routes and long-haul trips. Rest facilities are often inadequate, posing difficulties for drivers, particularly during extended journeys. And furthermore, many drivers lack comprehensive insurance coverage, leaving them vulnerable to unexpected costs. Border delays, too, can further compound frustrations, adding hours or days to travel times. There's also the ongoing risk of theft or damage to cargo and vehicles, along with potential encounters with corruption from law enforcement. High fuel prices, too, and poor road conditions further make these challenges faced by drivers excessive, both in terms of expenses and travel efficiency. Number 10. The Taroko Gorge Road. Driving through the Taroko Gorge Road in Taiwan is an exhilarating yet perilous adventure. This 73.3-mile stretch of highway winds through the majestic Taroko National Park, cutting through rugged mountains and providing views of the Liwu River below. However, the road's narrow and winding nature, coupled with its constant battle against nature, makes it a treacherous route. This road's reputation for danger stems from its conditions. It's a narrow path where only one bus can pass at a time, leading to a constant jostle for space among pedestrians, scooters, cars, and large tour buses. The highway, despite recent improvements with additional tunnels, remains a feat of engineering, though, amidst daunting geological hazards. The cliffs, composed of marble, gneiss, and schist, are susceptible to seismic activity, posing a constant threat to stability. Tropical cyclones, too, bring intense rainfall that triggers landslides and flooding, rendering sections of the road impassable. Despite the challenges, though, Taroko Gorge Road lures tourists and serves as a vital logistic route for the transportation of marble and agricultural goods. The road's existence alone is mind-boggling, let alone the fact that anyone would travel along those hairpin turns and cliffs. Well, while the road promises unforgettable vistas and access to Taiwan's stunning landscapes, it demands respect, caution, and experienced driving skills to navigate it safely. Ultimately, for those willing to embrace the adventure, the rewards are as magnificent as the gorge itself. Number 9. The Karakorum Highway. The Karakorum Highway, acclaimed as the highest paved international road globally, is not for the meek. This legendary highway, traversing the dramatic landscapes between western China and Pakistan, promises breathtaking scenery but demands nerves of steel. Spanning 810 miles with a significant portion winding through the disputed Kashmir Zone, the KKH, this presents a formidable journey. The road is battered by nature. Stones, rockfalls, floods, and earthquakes. That's going to test the mettle of even the most seasoned of drivers. Construction of this engineering marvel, which commenced in 1959 and opened to the public in 1986, claimed the lives of hundreds of workers due to landslides and falls. Driving the KKH is an exercise in caution and courage. The road, often considered one of the scariest globally, demands vehicles capable of navigating its terrain. Only 4x4s are recommended, as the road's narrow passages, hairpin curves, and sheer drops of hundreds of feet pose constant risks. Travelers venturing along it must contend with flooded sections, landslides, and the inherent challenges of a route that frequently narrows to single vehicle widths. Despite improvements over the years, the KKH remains a test of both skill and your nerve. Ongoing maintenance and periodic reconstruction underscore the road's strategic and military importance too, particularly given the sensitive nature of the Kashmir conflict. The road's evolution, including the construction of the Atabad Lake Tunnel to replace a section submerged by landslides, highlights the perseverance required to tame nature in this remote and rugged region. Number 8. Col du Chaussy. Col du Chaussy, winding its way through the stunning Rhône Alps region of southeastern France, is a thrilling destination for adventurers seeking a challenging drive. This mountain pass, reaching an elevation of over 5,000 feet above sea level, offers a daunting route that demands stability and control. It's been carved into the cliffs, and the road winds precariously along a sheer rock face, leaving little margin for error. The most notorious stretch, Le Lacet du Montvernier, spans 2 miles with 17 incredibly narrow turns, each requiring navigation up the mountainside. This road is renowned for its engineering, notably the astonishing hairpins. The road poses significant challenges, with tight corners and a vertical drop of over 2.6 miles over a mere 3 miles of road. Drivers must prioritize uphill vehicles and exercise caution with steep descents, ensuring your brakes aren't overheating and are in optimal condition before tackling this lesser-known but uniquely challenging climb. Starting from La Chambre, the ascent spans 9 miles with an elevation gain of over 6. The drive, while scenic, demands unwavering focus. Now, historically, the road's construction between 1928 and 34 required 6 years of labor to conquer a 1,300-foot ascent from the valley to Montvernier village. Cyclists are particularly drawn to this stacked hairpin. There it's a true test of skill on a bike. Its challenging terrain make it imperative for the drivers to prepare meticulously, ensuring your vehicle's safety before even embarking on this thrilling adventure. This road ain't for the unprepared, requiring respect for its demanding conditions and spectacular natural setting it traverses. Moving on to number 7, the Stelvio Pass. The Stelvio Pass, nestled in the Ortler Alps of northern Italy, presents a daunting challenge for drivers with its winding ascent of over 29 miles and 48 hairpin bends. As the second highest paved mountain pass in the Alps, its elevation gain of over 6,100 feet from base to summit adds to the thrill and terror of navigating this route. Constructed by the Austrian Empire between 1820 and 25, the Stelvio Pass has served as a vital connection between Lombardy, then part of Austria, and the rest of Italy. Its steep inclines and sharp turns were engineered to overcome the rugged terrain, creating a road that tests your limits. Despite its historical significance, though, and it being an engineering marvel, the Stelvio Pass is notorious among drivers. Each turn presents a new obstacle, requiring drivers to navigate tight corners with steep drop-offs, often without guardrails to protect against the dizzying heights. During World War I, the strategic importance of the pass led to conflict between the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Italian Kingdom, with the mountains serving as a battleground. The Swiss, maintaining a neutral stance, raised concern about stray bullets crossing their borders, prompting a ceasefire direction that limited firing down the valleys to avoid endangering neutral territory. Well, since its early days as a military route, the Stelvio Pass has become a haven for automotive enthusiasts and cyclists. It gained international acclaim when Top Gear hailed it as the greatest driving road in the world in 2008, attracting many thrill seekers. Well, despite subsequent revisions by the Top Gear team, the pass remains an iconic destination for those seeking adrenaline-fueled driving. Number 6. The Zojila Pass. Zojila, also known as the Zojila Pass, is a high mountain pass nestled in the Himalayas. It's situated in the Kargil district of Ladakh in India. This pass connects the Kashmir Valley to the Dra and Suru valleys northeastward, as well as the Indus Valley to the east. Reaching an elevation of over 11,000 feet above sea level, Zojila poses significant challenges to drivers. It's mostly unpaved and demanding, though passable by most vehicles in favorable weather. The pass spans about 119 miles, and its narrow, winding nature makes navigation very difficult for larger vehicles due to the steep inclines. Zojila is more than just a road, it is kind of like a lifeline for the people of Ladakh, serving as a gateway to this majestic region. However, traveling here requires unwavering attention. The road itself is little more than a narrow, crumbling dirt trail, clinging precariously to the towering mountains of the Himalayas. Even during fair weather, the road presents constant challenges. It's narrow with steep drops and no protective barriers. Recognizing the pass's significance and challenges, the Indian government approved the Zojila Tunnel project in 2018. Now, once completed, this 9-mile tunnel would drastically reduce travel times across the region from 3 hours to a mere 15 minutes, offering a safer route through this rugged terrain. Zojila is correctly named the Mountain Pass of Blizzards due to the harsh weather conditions here, including high winds and heavy snowfall, which render the pass impassable. Clearing and maintaining the road during these challenging times fall to the dedicated efforts of organizations like the Border Roads Organization, ensuring that this vital lifeline remains accessible to the people. Number 5. The James Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway in Alaska stands out as one of the most extreme and isolated roads on the planet. This road, officially called Alaska Route 11, but commonly referred to as the Dalton Highway, was initially constructed in 1974 to serve as a supply route for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System. Named after James Dalton, the engineer who oversaw its construction, the highway stretches for 414 miles from just north of Fairbanks to Dead Horse near the Prudhoe Bay. This road demands exceptional preparation and skill, earning its reputation as one of the world's most challenging. The Dalton Highway is a 2-lane gravel road with only about 109 miles of it actually paved, making it a rugged route. This isolated lifeline through Alaska's wilderness is characterized by vast stretches of untamed, traversing forest, tundra, towering mountain ranges, and more. It's a journey that takes drivers across the mighty Yukon River, through the formidable Brooks Range, and concludes at the Arctic Ocean, offering vistas and challenges. Travelers have to ensure that their vehicles are well maintained and equipped with survival gear due to the highway's remoteness. Headlights have to remain on at all times, and steep gradients, including a climb to the highest point at Atagun Pass with an elevation of 4,700 feet, require careful navigation. One of the highway's primary challenges is its heavy usage by large tractor-trailers serving the Prudhoe Bay oil fields. These vehicles kick up dust, mud, and gravel, reducing visibility and posing hazards. Travelers face extreme conditions here too, including poor visibility, treacherous ice and snow, and sudden weather changes. The road's nature is evident in its notable features such as the Taps, the Shelf, Avalanche Valley, and Oh Shit Corner, underscoring the need for caution and respect. It's a journey through some of Alaska's most remote and stunning landscape, but it demands preparation, patience, and skill. For those seeking the ultimate driving adventure and a true wilderness experience, travelers must approach this road with caution. Number 4. The Road of Bones. The Kolyma Highway, often referred to as the Road of Bones, is a remarkable yet challenging adventure that spans over 1,100 miles from Yakutsk to Magadan in Russia. This remote highway, part of the M56 route, winds through the Russian Far East, offering breathtaking but desolate landscapes along its way. Officially designated as R504, the Kolyma Highway is notorious for its conditions. Much of the road is unpaved, covered with small, sharp rocks that pose hazards. It's far from being an ordinary drive, suitable only for the most intrepid of adventurers. This highway holds a tragic history. It was constructed in the 1930s by political prisoners using primitive tools. The road stretches from Yakutsk, located on the Lena River, where some of the coldest temperatures ever recorded outside Antarctica have been documented, to the remote port city of Magadan on the Sea of Okhotsk. Travelers embarking on this journey should expect a multi-day expedition, typically taking between 4 to 5 days. And navigating it is not without its perils. The road becomes extremely treacherous during rainy times, transforming into impassable mud that can swallow vehicles whole. In addition to natural obstacles, the highway is fraught with dangers such as extreme temperatures, reduced visibility, and encounters with wildlife, including Siberian bears. Well, the road's isolation and lack of services means that travelers must be entirely self-sufficient, carrying ample supplies and equipment to handle emergencies. Yeah, and probably a rifle too. Number 3. North Yungas Road. So, Yungas Road in Bolivia is famously known as the Death Road. It's a harrowing and perilous route that connects the bustling Bolivian capital of La Paz with the verdant Yungas region in the Amazon rainforest. This notorious road traverses formidable Cordillera Oriental mountain chain, offering an adrenaline-pumping journey from dizzying heights to lush lowlands. The journey begins at La Paz, the highest capital city in the world, at an altitude of well over 12,000 feet. From there, Yungas Road ascends to its highest point at La Cumbre Pass, towering at 15,485 feet above sea level, before embarking on a treacherous descent down to the town of Taroko. The drastic drop of over 12,000 feet is one of the longest continuous downhill stretches of road on Earth. The road was constructed in the 1930s by Paraguayan prisoners during the Chaco War. The Yungas Road is a feat of engineering that hugs the steep cliffs. Much of the road measures only about 11 feet in width, with no guardrails to protect against sheer drops of up to 2,000 feet on one side. Now, the road's plagued by challenging weather too. Warm and humid winds from the Amazon rainforest collide with the eastern slope of the Andes, resulting in heavy rainfall, fog, and frequent mudslides. Yungas Road has become a hotspot for adrenaline junkies, with tour operators offering guided biking experiences down this challenging route. I guess despite the allure, this activity comes with some risks. At least 13 reported deaths among cyclists in the past decade alone. Navigating the road demands strict adherence to specific rules and precautions. Unlike the rest of Bolivia, where driving is on the right, vehicles on Yungas Road drive on the left side to afford drivers a better view of the cliff. Well, descending vehicles yield to ascending traffic, necessitating careful negotiation too. The northern segment of the original road has been replaced by a modern two-lane motorway, offering a safer alternative. But Yungas Road's perilous nature has captivated the public attention, featuring prominently in popular media such as Top Gear's Bolivia special episode and the BBC series World's Most Dangerous Roads. Number 2. Halsema Highway. The Halsema Highway, also recognized as the Benguet Mountain Province Road or Mountain Trail, is a vital national secondary highway located in the Philippines. Spanning through the picturesque range in northern Luzon, this highway extends from the city limits of Baguio to the municipality of Bontoc. It holds the distinction of being the highest altitude highway in the Philippines until 2019, with its highest point reaching over 7,400 feet above sea level. Covering a distance approximately 93 miles, the Halsema Highway predominantly traverses Benguet Province, covering 59 miles and passing through 8 municipalities. The highway also spans across 4 towns in the Mountain Province. And as of National Route 204 within the Philippine Highway Network, the Halsema Highway plays a critical role in connecting various towns and facilitating transport between Baguio and Bontoc. However, despite its significance, the highway is not without its challenges. The road's reputation for danger has been widely recognized, earning a place on List 25's 25 most dangerous roads in the world. Especially during inclement weather, landslides are a recurring threat, with large stones and debris often tumbling down from the peaks above. Additionally, the region's cloud forest contributes to frequent mist and fog that definitely impairs your visibility. While Halsema Highway has seen improvements over the years, including being paved as of 2011, certain sections leading to Sagada still retain rough spots. Gas stations are available along the route, providing some essential refueling stops for motorists, and proper maintenance checks on brakes and tires are recommended before embarking. Drivers are advised to use your low gears when descending to ensure your control and avoid relying solely on your brakes. Number 1. Killar to Pangi Road. The road from Killar to Kishtwar, located in the Indian states of Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir, is renowned as one of the world's most perilous routes, testing both vehicles and drivers. Yeah, don't start this one without a tune-up and an oil change first. Starting at an elevation of over 8,200 feet in Killar and descending to 5,300 feet in Kishtwar, this 72-mile-long trail traverses breathtaking yet treacherous terrain. This road is narrow and winding, devoid of guardrails or secure edges for about 100 miles. It provides dramatic views of valleys thousands of feet below. The road hugs the cliffside, often with an overhang so low that vehicles barely fit on it, providing a hair-raising experience. Drivers navigating this route must have nerves of steel and considerable skill. The road's conditions, including the lack of proper infrastructure and the formidable vertical drops, have earned it a reputation that deters novice drivers and the faint-hearted. Well, despite its challenges, this road serves as a vital link to the base camp of Kishtwar, a 21,000-foot mountain. The road's been a significant boom to commerce and tourism in the region, opening up opportunities that were previously hindered by the area's rugged and isolated terrain. The Border Roads Organization and the Jammu Kashmir State Public Works Department have undertaken the monumental task of constructing and maintaining this lifeline amid challenging conditions, with sacrifices made by many individuals to realize this feat of engineering. The road from Killar to Kishtwar is not merely a physical pathway, it does represent the triumph of human ingenuity over natural obstacles. But it also demands respect and caution from all who dare to travel on this path. The road is so bad, it's even dubbed by some as the Almost Killer Road. Almost. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.